no stranger to anger. With a stainless banger, I be a CE Ranger, incarnate danger. But my best friend was born in the manger. He tried to change me, but I ain't timeless. My times are the wildest, so I stay in this place with violence. In a 9-piece equipped with silence, I be sipping on Mises, but it don't really do shit for me. And I call on Jesus, but he won't empty that clip for me. And I met a winged figure in the rain in the gutter, said his name was Metatron, and he did not stutter. Said my destiny would be the best to be, and the recipe was a microphone and a mutter. My goodness, covered in stains. Spend eternity smothered in flames. For the love of the game, what the fuck am I saying? I've been up in this. Yeah, my faith is endless, but sins are tremendous. And now I'm breaking the Guinness, running on this road paved with good intentions. When this sentence commences, I hope they ready for business. Sharpen the edge of my weapons. Every demon's damn near defenseless. I be like, where the motherfucking drink at? Where the motherfucking stank? Where the motherfucking paint at? Thought I was bringing that saint back. What in the fuck would ever make you think that? I've been living this legend. No, I've been living a lie. Probably be flipping the pie if it wasn't for the schism inside. I've been constricted with pride since I was a baby. Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles. Which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
Wings and Draco.
Which one's gonna save me? I said alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
Which one's gonna save me?
I know that we ain't grow up out the ground, but every time it get cold, niggas die like plants. Won't take my life, but you can take my nuts to the top of your chin, bitch. Suck my dick. Stay ready for a punk ass pussy perpetrating ass player, hating on a nigga like me. Tryna X me out the game, but I got the most aim, and I pledge allegiance to the motherfucking FN. Why your ass keep talking? Hey, you seen my closet? That's firepower. Bobby Bitter ain't seen too. Ever been these blocks? Might find dead cops in the nighttime. Bobby Brown ain't seen cool. I know niggas who will break in your house, take everything out your house, rip it up the foundation. Take it to the pawn shop, then buy a house on your block and move next door to you. That's some snake shit. Can't let niggas know your moves. Think of life like Kobe on coke, and you ain't LeBron James. This is the main reason why when I drop a mixtape, it is not a mixtape, it's a space age tape. Just saying, ain't even mean to toot my horn. Still walking, ain't even mean to drive my car. I set the roof on the floor, then kick it over when I kick in the door. Don't never feel odd when I go against the odds. I'm the whiz of the odds where I even the score. Might find a Georgia peach. Life is a beast, but I'm like, fuck it, cause I'm chillin' on the shore. So you want a piece of a little piece, but if I give you 2 fingers, you gon' ask for some more. That mean my pinky, my ring, my thumb, but you can't have him unless you gon' be a whore.
Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
which one's gonna save me? Alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
Wings and Draco.
Which one's gonna save me? I said alcohol, angels, and assault rifles.
All I wanna know,
Which one's gonna save me?
all I wanna know, Wings and Draco, and Draco. All I wanna know is Wingo.
What up, man? Listen, home by popular demand, Pnoid's now selling merch. Man, look here, all right? We got 3 designs. We got the Pnoid Gorilla regular avatar. We have the Red Dead Redemption. And on top of that, man, listen, we got motherfucking Angry Gorilla, all right? We got t-shirts. We have onesies for your baby. Take your baby and turn it into a baby gorilla. On top of that, we got pillows. Come cuddle up with the gorilla. And on top of that, we got cell phones and mugs. Cop you some merch right now.
All right, and these words I've been missing to say for so long is, yo, Tom Pease, we are live.
What up, and welcome to motherfucking Pnoid Live. Oh shit, I'm holding the wrong side of the mic cord. How y'all doing tonight, man? Listen, all right, I popped over on, you know what I'm saying, my bottom bitches stream, and like, he was like, yo, let's go live on your channel. And I was like, yo, I'm with it, man, I'm with it. So like,
You
know,
fucking
I'm back.
accused
You
me
know
of
what I'm
trying to
saying?
be a YouTube channel. Like, fuck you.
Yo, yeah, you trying to YouTube it up right now, all right? You over here trying to be
man.
like, you trying to be Jordan Peterson and motherfucking Ben Shapiro.
Motherfucker,
and-
like, I started a show that, like, with the Tima that had, like, people that were interested in watching, and it was like, oh, fuck that, dude. Like, I had a whole, like, 15 people watching live, listening to what I had to say, and it was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm irate. Like, it's too many people. Just put it over on your channel. I mean, I would have put it on your channel, but the fact of the matter is you think you hate all that. Let's be real.
Yeah, let me be honest.
Topics. You want to get below the level of this superficial nonsense that is at the top layer of the culture war, which is where I'm at. And you want to talk about shit like economics and shit like that, which is way more highbrow, which I agree. I want to talk about that too. I just don't think most people are in a position to have that conversation. Which is,
I think people are. I think especially now people are. You know what I mean? Like, when everybody's over here begging for stimulus checks and, you know what I'm saying, businesses are closing down and people are hurting. Like, right now, at this moment, we are more than ready to have this conversation. It's just nobody's fucking having it because, like, everybody's too busy blaming everybody to fuck else like a pack of fucking, you know what I mean, dilapidated morons and shit. You know, you have all these fucking retarded ass people who think that politics is a fucking soap opera. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care about your stupid bullshit, my friends. You know, I mean, let's get down to fucking business and talk about what's really going on rather than continuing to pretend like it's fucking somebody else's fault.
Nothing you said was wrong. The only thing I have to say defending my position on this new topic that I have a super highbrow interest in is I think politics is downstream from culture, which is something I would have never believed in 2008 during my Ron Paul era. Right? Like, I think when I believed in Ron Paul, I thought the good ideas would just win out, and it's just not the case. It's not the case. You have to develop a culture around the idea of individual liberty, self-independence, and self-governance before you can ever get to the point where we can sit there and talk about a real libertarian society. And actually, even on Pnoid Live, we've had this conversation a billion times about what is it going to take to make a libertarian society. And you're like, you would sit there and just like, no, I believe in libertarianism, which is why women shouldn't vote.
Like you want to have libertarianism. Like, you can't let morons in charge. That's the secret.
Yeah, no, like, and that's why, like, it's always been a funny back and forth between us, because you're like, fuck women should never vote, and I was like, no, voting's the problem to begin with. Like, hey, Tom, who voted to give women the right to vote?
Cox.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So that's why I take a step further. It was like, democracy sucks, and everybody's like, what would you replace it with? And I'm like, nothing. I have no answer to that.
Well, I have an answer for this, right? I mean, like, because, okay, so, like, this is the problem with shit, is, like, we don't have an explanation for things, right? We have no proper explanation for shit. Like, the biggest issue with, like, the entirety of our fucking system is the word white. Right? Like, if they just said land-owning males, like, yo, this whole conversation would not be happening. Right? Instead of saying landowning white males are allowed to vote, they said, if they would have just said landowning males are allowed to vote, Like, that would have changed the entire conversation, because then we could just go like, yo, this is a tax issue. You know what I mean? Like, yo, fucking, who pays the taxes? And that's all it would have ever been about, was who pays the taxes. But instead they said landowning white males, which is so fucking dumb. Legit, like, why would you have black dudes like who own land not pay fucking taxes and not be able to vote? The fuck type of retarded shit is that?
So it's fucked up about what you're saying, which it's totally right, but it goes back to the shit I've been talking about. Is the reason they said land owning white males is like, we don't actually have a problem with free black people owning land. We just don't want them to vote.
I have no problem. Like, yo, if a land-owning black male has, like, why would that be an issue? Like, if you're a landowner, you're a landowner. It's just, if you're paying for it, you should have the right to fucking, you know what I mean, say what happens. It's that simple.
I mean, I completely agree. We've talked about this before. I actually don't even care if you're a fucking male, right? If you're a female, but you actually own property, then I'm okay with it. Well, it would actually, like, even if you thought about it in a way that was what's systemically sexist, right? Most landowners are males. But trust me, like, the women that actually like fucking are like independent, own property, and like are entrepreneurs, they're gonna vote with the fucking white males 90% of the time at least.
No. The problem is that you have these people who go, well, there should be more of us doing this, right? And it's like the dumbest shit in the fucking world, because like individuals who might be like really good at their job are retarded politically.
No, dude. See,
right?
Like, so there are people like that, but what I've really noticed is you have these academic women that are pointing out like these other women should be this way, and then you have a few people that actually have succeeded like on their own merits as women, and they just kind of buy into this whole feminist rhetoric. Not because I don't even think they really believe it. I just think that they're just like, oh, cool. This is another thing to put my name up on a pedestal and make me more money. Which, look, both me and you, I'm sorry, Tom P. If you have that fucking, I don't know, like, predatory attitude towards just like positioning yourself and making your money, you're gonna take advantage of it. I don't blame some of those women on the upper hierarchy that have actually like made businesses and made them successful for just kind of throwing themselves out as this bastion of new feminism. So they're total capitalist and disagree with everything that new feminism has to say. But they'll do it because it'll get them some cred, and also, I don't know, make them more money, which is all they really care about. And I applaud them for that. Make your money, bitches. Make your money.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep. I was talking about making your money, bitches.
Okay. So like, I apologize, man. Fucking I just switched over to the Wi-Fi because like this shit's pissed me to fuck. So all right, I wanted to actually have a conversation with you about some culture war stuff, right? In particular, about the defunding the police thing, right? Can you hear me?
Yep. It's dumb as fuck. And it's only dumb.
Okay.
It's actually only dumb. It's not because the idea that we could defund the police and have a better system. It's dumb because what they want the system to be replaced with is completely unrealistic. Right? They don't believe in individual responsibility. They don't believe in property rights. They don't believe that like if you want to have a functional society, like there's certain people, like you got to get them the fuck out of your fucking neighborhood if you want your neighborhood to be functional.
But you don't understand. Mob rule totally works.
Well, hang on. Yeah. All right. So here's the problem that I have. Legit. This is the squabble that I have at the moment. Right. My issue that I have with the whole thing, or like what I've been like standing here thinking about as in general, is this. The reason why there's not as much pushback as there should be is because of the fact that people for years, every time a police officer has been around, have been scared out of their fucking minds about losing all the money in their goddamn pocket.
Cause you're Uncle Tomahawk. That's right.
And so when they hear defund the police, like, yo, people are kind of like on kind of like a conscious, subconscious level. They're like, yeah, fuck these motherfuckers, home. Like, all these cocksuckers been pulling me over for years. Like, yo, fuck these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Because, like, I read a statistic the other day. 10% of our population has a fucking felony charge.
Yep, well, I'm going to interrupt all of that because guess what happened a few seconds ago, Mr. Tom Pnoid?
What happened?
Mr. Goatman donated $5 just to say, bah!
Yo, rock on. Thank you, Goatman. It's appreciated. Right? So, like, yeah, but, like, legit, I think it resonates with people just because the police have been enforcing bullshit laws for the past, like, 50 fucking years that they really shouldn't have been.
Yeah, well, that's the fucked up thing that I've been talking about with these new critical social justice warriors is they don't necessarily care about laws. Like, they kind of pick and choose it. They're not evaluating the laws. They don't really give a shit if it applies equally. They want laws to limit what we can say as individuals, right? I mean, I can't sit here and have conversations like what Stephen Molyneux just got banned from YouTube. Which, I'm going to be honest, Stephen Molyneux, like a lot of people, he has some good ideas, some bad ideas. But he talked about IQ. The reason he got banned from YouTube is he said that, like, no, there's real differences between ethnic groups when it comes to IQ, and IQ is an important factor. And that just fucking, like, to the current left, they're just like, no, IQ is not a real thing. We disregard all the fucking science. It's not a thing for individuals. Everybody is born as a fucking blank slate. There's no generic inheritance as to who's gonna be smarter than other people. And that's just nonsense. It's just not factually true. It's not factually true at an individual level, and it's certainly not factually true at an aggregate level.
When it comes to intelligence, there are many parts to play. I hate to say it, but race plays a part. So does your environment.
Well, yo,
no,
let's be honest.
Everybody knows
it's genetic.
It's both.
It's genetic, dude. It's genetic. It's this simple. All right, it's fucking genetic. From like start to back, it's a goddamn genetic fucking lottery. All right, and if your parents were smart, you're gonna be smart. If your parents were dumb, you were gonna be dumb. The only thing in the environment changes is how your mom behaves while you're in the womb. That's the only thing that would actually adjust your fucking IQ when it really comes down to it.
And so the important part about this is, Tom Pnoid, you can attest to this because you should be on the curve of lower IQ, but you're not. You're higher. At an individual level, it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, it's not an important thing.
Well, no, the thing is, I come from high IQ people. You know what I'm saying? Like, my grandfather spoke 7 languages. My sister speaks 7 languages. My little brother speaks fucking 3 languages, and they're aeronautical fucking engineers.
You're an Appalachian, so no, I'm sorry. You're by statistical measures, you're supposed to be an idiot, and you and your brothers and sisters are the outliers.
Well, no, that had literally nothing to do at all with motherfucking like the fucking people itself or the DNA. Like, the only reason that there was low IQ people up until like 1920 is because like something like 75 to 80% of all people from fucking like southern Pennsylvania, the goddamn Alabama, and fucking Louisiana all had hookworm.
Look, this is actually sidestepping anything I actually care about IQ. I actually don't. I don't give a shit that if you tell me that like Ashkenazi Jews and Asians on average have a very high IQ, and then Western Europeans have like kind of a middle IQ.
That's right.
I don't give a shit about. I don't actually give a shit about any of that. I think it's an interesting fact, right? But it also doesn't explain anything about any individual that you would approach. And
Yo,
that's all that
I
matters
was
to me.
actually, I was actually watching videos about Kazar today. You know what Kazar is?
No, but I do know that a few seconds ago, Neffel donated $5 to say laws are simply a man-made ideas to establish and maintain control and only change with whoever is in power. The only thing that is consistent is natural law. I don't disagree with you there. I'm okay with that.
I'm a remotely disagree. I'm a remotely disagree with Neffel. Like laws have kind of been the same since the very beginning of laws. Like, laws are there to maintain a society so that you have the ability to continue to move forward day to day and operate between individuals.
Yeah,
Right.
I think humanity has always had, at least to any extent that societies have survived, they've kind of had this understanding of natural law before it was put in words during the Enlightenment period, right? Like,
Yeah, like,
the idea
and,
that like even the kings of the past in the Middle Ages, right? They had to understand that, like, if you wanted to keep your kingdom going, you had to at least make sure your serfs were being fed, right? If not, they're just gonna fucking leave. They're just gonna go to some other kingdom, and there was nothing to stop them from backpacking if it was so bad that they could just go wherever they wanted. So,
I mean, you can look at the laws of the fucking Bronze Age. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't change a whole lot the whole way up until fucking the Enlightenment. You know what I mean? And like, even with the Enlightenment, it didn't really change the laws. It just, adjusted the way we think about individuality as a fucking person. You know what I mean? And like, introduced. I don't even want to say that. Like, what did the fucking Enlightenment give us other than this retarded fucking social justice bullshit that we're going through right now?
The entire idea of with like self-determination and self-rule.
That's always been a thing.
No, it wasn't. Sorry, like, it wasn't embedded into some philosophical principle that a large group of people embraced. Like, that's what the Enlightenment did. It also introduced this idea of objectivism, like objective truth. The idea that we can come with
Socrates and Plato spoke on this.
No, they did, because the Enlightenment actually, like, the Dark Ages kind of ignored what the early Greek philosophers did, and the Enlightenment revisited it and expanded upon it. So, yeah, like most of those people were
basically
open to
what
ideas.
we're saying is that basically what you're saying is like where we're kind of at is we forgot about shit and then fucking we renewed our fucking belief in something that had already existed.
That's literally what the Enlightenment was. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Like, humans like discovered this way of thinking, and then it got buried, and then it came back, and then ever since we've been on this historical journey of the liberal experiment, which is I'm sitting here, hashtag take back liberal.
Really?
No, I'm saying hashtag take back liberal, like the word, because
No.
Tom Pete. No, I'm sorry, you're a liberal.
Yo, liberalism is a mental disorder.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. You believe in the ideas of reason and logic, and you think that empiricism can prove things, which is why you do all your economic videos and things like that. And all of that shit is the descendants of liberalism. And certain people that don't believe in that have just hijacked that word. And I used to say, like, just give it up, man. Just give up the word liberalism. No, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it just because of all the shit that I've been researching about this critical social justice, communist bullshit, that in their own writings, this is the problem, Pnoid. In their own writings, they will talk about how they're anti-liberal.
Yeah, but like the problem with liberalism is, right, when you go, all right, you have to have some form of collectivism amongst yourself when you have liberalism.
No.
Right? Because liberalism has no defense against collectivism.
Yeah, no, it does.
None.
It has since the beginning. Like the tradition of liberalism, like it starts back with like your original thinkers, like uh, Thomas Paine and Common Sense, right? He was like an
But he
early
was,
liberal.
yes, but again, his shit was retarded too.
It was leaps and bounds fucking better than the feudalist nonsense that was being preached before him.
Not really.
What? What? How are you
Not
going
really.
to say Thomas Paine Common Sense, explaining how every man is an individual, and then saying like talking about how every man will take with their own ability to transform the environment around them as their own property, things like that. How are you going to transform that as just something that's better than I'm the king and I actually literally own everything that's around you, and that you have no actually capacity to own property yourself? Like, how are you going to distinguish between why?
See, this is see that's the problem, right? You're only taking part of pain, right? Like, yo, and like I'm gonna get into some ridiculous nonsense because like fucking it's Thomas Paine was a libertarian, right? Fucking he's one of these cocksuckers who thought borders was terrible. He's one of these people who wanted to be like a fucking citizen of the world, right? Rather than a citizen of a fucking country. And again, you know what I'm saying? Like none of this works being a citizen of the fucking world. And that
Look,
is a that is twice as bad as any good thing he ever said.
Dude, look, Thomas Paine was an idealist at his time, right? It was dangerous to be somebody like fucking Thomas Paine. And of course he would have said something like that because as an idealist, he thought that everybody would actually think the same way. We realize that's not the case now. We realize that like the global community does not believe in libertarianism. They don't believe what Thomas Paine was actually kind of promoting. In that sense, absolutely, he was fucking wrong about the idea that we could apply that universally to all cultures. And I think that's where very recently, which we've talked about a million times, where Hans Hermann Hoppe was very correct that a true libertarian society would be very, very critical of people outside of the property that they live in coming into their property, because they want to keep their freedoms, and they know like
number one, that's part of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like, all right, see, this is where like you have to like add in the rest of our stuff, right? You know what I mean? Like, because you got to bring, this is where this economic thing has to like fucking really, really be pushed into it. Because like it's super important that you have that conversation where you go, all right, yeah, like if you want to be a citizen of the world, like that means that you don't have the ability to control your fucking local environment anymore. That means that like, you know, if you want to fucking be able to have you know, fucking decent jobs in a community, and I mean, you're gonna end up being asked the fuck out because like you're basically competing with the entire world for labor. That means everybody from the richest individual to that dirt floor motherfucker who has his kids working. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem.
I do. In this, I mean, maybe I haven't explained it very well to you, but you're talking about there's a certain strain of libertarianism which is a utopian strain. It's very utopian. It's the whole idea that if everybody in the world believed that they were libertarians, then everything would just work out just fine. But that's not the way the world works. That's not how people are. It's not even how it is in our own fucking country. So why would that ever possibly be true? Which is maybe part of the problem you have with Thomas Paine, because he talked about it from a philosophical standpoint, right? Where he made this universal and thought this was all inherent.
I mean, because I've read Common Sense, and I've read The Rights of Man. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't know Thomas Paine. You know what I mean? Like I've read his fucking works and shit. And by the way, I read the originals, right? Like the fucking the the fucking old English and a French, old English and a French accent. Motherfucker, is that a hard goddamn read?
Dude,
Like, Jesus goddamn Christ.
Tom, I know you know this stuff, and that's why I'm sitting here arguing. It's like everything he said, he wasn't sitting there like talking about like the current situation today. He was talking about it in a very idealistic sense, right? Where if you could convince everybody to agree with what Thomas Paine had to say, then maybe you could have a society that was completely globalist in the sense that everybody was adhering to the same rules, but everything was owned privately and private property. I mean, it's the same thing with Adam Smith, right? And El Capital. It's very much, but it's all from the same tradition. And I think the liberal tradition is the right tradition. And I don't think we should hand that over to communists because communists are anti-liberal.
Okay, like I don't think we should hand that. I don't think we should hand that over to communists. Well, I don't know. Like that's the problem. Is like you have to have some type of culture in order to have a society, though.
Well, I agree with that, and that's actually what like Buckley did, which with conservatism is saying that like, look, like with conservatism, like he was derived from liberalism. He didn't disagree with it. He simply just said that like there are cultural norms that are worth it for any society to exist and to thrive, and it's not a problem to embed that in law, which I don't disagree with anymore. Like I might have when I was 20, but now that I'm 36 and I've seen what happens whenever people just completely disregard any kind of tradition or decorum or I mean, it's like that tradition and decorum, it goes straight into them just kind of throwing out reason as a whole for why society should be the way it is. So
like you know what I mean, like I have this major problem with liberalism in this therapeutic capacity that it's used today, right? Like the liberal ideology of, you know what I'm saying, like fucking the fucking constant use of injustice as a form of currency fucking for everybody on the whole fucking planet.
Yeah,
and it's aggravating as fuck to me.
You're talking past me because those people that are promoting the idea that injustice is a form of currency, those people they're coming from a school of thought that literally in their own works writes about how they are an anti-liberal ideology. That's why I'm saying we need to take it back. Like, how many times do they have to say we are anti-liberal? We are anti the Enlightenment traditions before we just say, like, you know what? That whole thing where, like, Sargon, we thought was an idiot for saying, like, well, we're going to make the liberalist movement. How long do we have to go before we just take back the word and just being like, you're not a fucking liberal? Like, I think it's actually a strong point to make to these people that are fucking these new communists, these social justice warriors. I think it's powerful to just be like, think you're a liberal? No, you're not. Fuck you. You're not liberal at all. You're a goddamn fucking commie. Like, it's.
I mean, they're communist, but on the same point, like, and again, how do I put this, man? You can't hate your past and your father and still have a functioning fucking society. Like, no. You can't fucking continue. You can't continue to do, like, I'll tell you what, I fucking came over to Irate stream last night and I fucking threw in that motherfucking that super chat or whatever, right? Because like I'm in this fucking like death fucking argument with these cocksuckers on YouTube about fucking this bullshit of these people standing here. Meatloaf has a song called fucking Objects in the Rearview Mirror, and it's a great song. I love the fucking song. Like, it's fucking amazing. Like, John Steinman's a fucking amazing artist. And Meatloaf's voice is spectacular. But the problem that I run into is like he starts talking about his dad, and everybody does this shit where they go, as he hit me again and again, and his eyes were black and he was drunk and all of his failings, and I'm like, so I go, like, all right, Meatloaf was born probably in the 1940s, and I looked it up. He was born in 47. His dad served in World War II and was hit with a fucking mortar and was sent home from the war, and then came home, became a police officer, right? Where like, he was over here fucking chasing bad guys, waking up fucking 3 times a goddamn night, probably fucking in cold sweats, fucking hearing fucking rounds going off, fucking jumping every time there was a loud fucking noise and shit. I mean, like going through all the bullshit that he did, drinking to get rid of the problem because like there's no medication or nobody for him to talk to, no bullshit, right? And the only thing Meatloaf came up with was that, oh, my father was an asshole because, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking he whooped my ass when I was a kid, and then had enough money to allow me to go fucking travel to New York to be on fucking Broadway at 17. And I now have a fucking music career where I'm one of the most well-known fucking singers who's ever fucking lived. And I've been in fucking movies and I'm one of the most recognizable people on the planet. Oh, but your dad did a bad job with you, you piece of shit. Right? And I'm fucking tired of this. Like, I'm like, you can't keep shitting on your past and the males in your fucking society and still have a society in the end of it. And I feel like a lot of this comes from this liberal mentality of you as an individual standing here going, oh man, you shouldn't force me to fucking, be part of this society or knock off the rough edges so I can, function and, be the individual I need to be to, continue to move forward as a human being and like contribute. Like that shit there is a lot of liberal fucking teachings. And it's fucking aggravating to me because like I'm standing here as a parent, I'm going like, all right, well, apparently my job is just to make sure you're fucking fed and water, let the schools teach you everything, and then not fucking contribute shit to you because like heaven forbid if I fucking try to teach you something that, like fucking you're going to one day look back and go, oh, I can't believe you told me this. You know what I'm saying? Or fucking you're going to say that as a fucking teenager or a 20 something. And like I'm gonna be fucking chastised for fucking trying to keep you in the level of where you go, this is our culture, this is our heritage, this is who we are, this is what we fucking believe in. You will follow these goddamn guidelines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of sidestepped what I was talking about and gotten into another conversation, but I don't
No, but like,
well, no, I don't.
That's kind of where it's at. No. Like, how do you have a culture? You know what I mean? When these are the type of things that go on all the time.
Yeah, no, but that's part of the problem is like we're confusing liberalism with this new communist nonsense. And that's why I say we need to take it back, because liberalism means something very distinct, which it even goes back to even what you said. Like, liberalism was not devoid of the idea of culture being important. It was not. It never was. Look back to our founding fathers, which were definitely liberals. Even the ones that, they just said like that's what they talked about, right? Like this whole idea of like freedom, individual liberty, the idea that like people should own the fruits of their own labor. That all goes back to actual liberal ideology, and it has nothing to do with these new age idea of liberalism that's going on. And even furthermore is the actual people that are left liberals, the people that like we would disagree with all the time, right? Like think about Sargon of Akkad, right? That's the best example I can come up with, where he really believes in the idea of subsidized housing, believes in the idea of subsidized healthcare, things like that, things that neither me and you would agree with, right? But he's opposed to this fucking new pseudo-communist movement that is approaching and encroaching us, right? The whole reason I'm doing these podcasts on critical theory, we're not even at a point where we can sit there and talk to Sargon of Akkad about why universal healthcare is a bad idea. Like, we're not even at a point where we can talk about things that me and you like to talk about, which are things that are very economic, literature heavy, because nobody cares. That's not even where the front of the conversation is.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean, like fucking, but on the same point, like, how do I put this? I think people need to be made aware of why we're able to do what we're doing right now. Like, for instance, the Fed has printed $11 trillion in the past 4 months.
Oh, I completely agree. People need to fucking hear that. I completely agree. And it's what I'm pointing out. We're in this shitty situation where we can't even get to that point because that's actually a liberal discussion about how economies work.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. We can withstand that, but we're the only country in the world who can do that.
Yeah. Tom P, tell me the last social justice warrior that you heard that made an argument about why we should print money or shouldn't.
Jimmy Dore, Kyle Kalinske.
Jimmy Dore is not a social justice warrior. Kyle Kalinske, a little bit, but Jimmy Dore is not. Jimmy Dore is not. Bubble.
Shank Uger.
All right, I'll give you Shank, but he's an idiot. I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you the other two.
Right.
Kyle Kalinske is. He actually left. I mean, remember he left the Justice Democrats because it was just like, dude, you guys are going so far onto a path that I don't agree with.
Well, that's
because he's
no. He left because, you know what I'm saying, it became about fucking like politics as usual and taking fucking corporate money.
That's probably true too, but you just named all the people I actually listen to on the left.
Yo,
so,
me too.
so yeah.
Well, I don't listen to Sank. I don't listen to Sank though.
Well, yeah, I don't listen to Sank, which is why I said it. But I don't think Kyle Kalinske. I don't think he's super into the identity politics thing. He will placate to them to the extent where he's just like, if I really think they're being oppressed in a situation, I will. But he doesn't like advocate it as a way forward or pushing his ideas as to what politics would be.
I mean, he's a political sciences major. He's literally studied, you know what I mean, like actual geopolitics and shit, and remotely actually understands what's going on with the rest of the world. So like he has a better understanding of like everything than these fucking social justice warriors do with their MBAs and fucking goddamn fucking lesbian underwater basket weaving. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying Jimmy Dore is even further, right? Like he is definitely socially on every level a libertarian. And I've heard him.
No. He is socially on every level a fucking leftist. He's a progressive.
Think so?
Oh yes. Yo, he wants fucking nationalized banks. He wants fucking, you know what I mean? He wants a whole bunch. What is it? He wants universal health care.
No. That's the economic level. I was saying on the social level. Like he's legitimately, like when it comes to free speech, you would have no argument.
Oh, yeah, I'd have. That's why, like, I listen to him because, like, he actually. And here's the other thing: he has actual economist on, other than that guy Dylan Radigan, who is not an economist in any way, shape, or form. That guy's a fucking moron.
Well, and I've watched streams. I've watched streams with Jimmy Dore when he's talking about economics, especially the Federal Reserve, and he will talk to Ron Paul. And they agree on a lot of the problems, at least, right? So there's actually like a level, like, trust me, dude, if I thought the left was everybody like a bunch of Jimmy Dores, I think we'd be in a good place in society. Like I could have those conversations with those people. But we have something new going on, which is, like I said, the critical social justice nonsense that I've been talking about on my channel, which is now an Irate channel. It's it's different. It definitely has roots in communism and postmodernism, but it's something else. And Jimmy Dore
let's
does
be honest.
not agree with that. Jimmy Dore is not one of those people, which is why I listen to him.
Well, yeah, but let's be perfectly honest here. All right, when it really comes down to it, the truth is that like the vast majority of the people who we have an issue with, all right, like when it really comes down to it, all have vaginas. That's really what this is. You know what I mean? This it has little to do with communism and more to do with the fact that like women don't want to be responsible for shit and want to fucking have, you know what I mean, all the goddamn fucking free shit that they fucking want. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. It's people who are fully reliant upon the goddamn government and getting pissed off when they ask the government for something, the government gives it to them, and then they have to have responsibility when they fucking get that shit.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you're wrong. I think that's a part of it, but I think it has way more to do with this coddling of the American mind, where you have a whole bunch of people that are like these super privileged people growing up in the most successful society that may have ever existed. Being taught by their professors at the colleges that their parents are paying for that America has just been this total fucking shithole racist place the entire time. Racism is never gone away. It's only changed forms, and they're trying to be these crazy activists as if they're part of the civil rights movements of the 60s.
Yeah, I mean, again, like look, when you want to talk about like things like police brutality, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when that's what you want to have a conversation about is police brutality and things of this nature. You can't have that conversation at all in any way, shape, or form without talking about fucking child support.
No, you can't do it. You can't. I've actually like brought this up with people. It's like, why aren't we talking about, first off, the biggest one that I think you can get a lot of people to agree with is the drug war, right? Me and you both agree that like that shit's got to change. That would help black people like more, like as far as disparities go. Like in the drug war, you would help keep more black fathers in the home. The number two thing would be think about what's going on with
the drug thing. Like I don't get it. It's like they tried it before with the whole banning of alcohol. That didn't work. Then now they're moving to the drugs now, thinking that it'll work with drugs. When all it does is now, there's a bunch of people going to jail for just having a little bit of narcotics on them.
Yeah, but they're doing it with marriage and children too.
Yeah.
That's like, this is where it begins. Like, it doesn't begin with the drug war. The drug war is like, I understand that like politically, that's the one that like you can have a conversation about because like males and females both do drugs, right? But
hold on, Tumpy. I'm gonna stop you right now. That I know everything you're talking about with the drug war versus the family court system. They're completely intertwined. There's no way to disconnect the two.
They can't. You can't. You literally can't. Like, because like, man, listen. Like they say, the vast majority of individuals who go to jail for fucking, who go to jail for fucking drug crimes, all have child support cases. Every dude who has motherfucking been shot by the goddamn cops in the past fucking 5 years have all had a child support case. Somebody please explain to me why we're not having that. Oh yeah, that's right. Because like everybody out protesting in the streets are women. They're the ones that caused it. And you can't tell them that. You can't go, you caused this. This is your fault. Like, you fucking said, you lock his ass up, and then the next day you go to fucking get him, and he fucking, tries to run from the police and get shot, and you go, oh, why'd you kill him? Because you told us to go take the money. And the government has one tool, violence.
Yeah.
Man,
when you have a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail.
Yep.
Yo, Tom P. This is I'm pretty sure the stream, the conversation we're having, that's this is the reason why both me and you kind of came together, because we have some disagreements, but they're not that far away. Like, it might seem that way to the average person, but it's just not. It's not that far away at all.
It's really not. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, really not. Like, you have to, like, me and you are Ron Paul guys, right? Me and you, like, we want smaller government because, like, it's unnecessary. And now, like, I understand it better. Like, I understand it way more now than I ever did.
Yep.
Right?
And I
Legit.
I understand the encroaching Marxist movement way better than I ever did.
Right? Like, I studied, I've been fucking reading these books by this guy, Peter Zihan. You need to get on this shit, on some real shit. Like, you need to listen to this because it's fucking really, really important that you understand the reasons why American government is shit. There's reasons why. Right? And it has literally nothing to do with the government itself. Right? It has everything to do with the fact that, like, the United States is such a great landmass that we don't need government. We've never needed them to be good, right? Like, yo, we have 28,000 miles of navigable waterways. Like, somebody brought up, they go, the LA River is apparently navigable. I'm like, shut up. Stop talking about the fringe stupid shit, all right? All that shit in the Midwest leading into the Mississippi River, all the shit in the fucking East Coast with the Delaware and the Philadelphia, the Erie fucking Canal, the fucking Great Lakes, all the fucking barrier islands in between fucking America and the goddamn or the coast of America, you know what I mean? Like, surrounding it so we don't ever really get hit with anything super bad as far as storms are concerned, right? Like, yo, we have a landmass that is amazing, all right? We have the greatest fucking place for growing crops in the entire fucking world. It requires less fucking fertilizer than anywhere the fuck else on the fucking Great Plains, right? Yo, we don't need government. Like, everywhere else, like Germany, for instance, Germany had to build its rail structure around Berlin so that its outside fucking cities and territories would stop trading with their neighbors rather than fucking themselves so that they could actually build their country. Our government never built a fucking mile of fucking rail track ever. We built all of, like, fucking the private sector built all of it. We built the bridges.
Look.
The fucking private sector built the roads. The rest of the world isn't like that. Like, they don't have the ability to stand here and move shit for 2 cents a fucking pound down fucking rivers and waterways like everyone else. Like, fucking, you know what I mean? Everybody else has to stand here and fucking transport it by roads or over mountains or, you know what I'm saying, across some crazy ass fucking terrain. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is why our government is shit, because it's never had to be good. It literally only gets in the way when it's dealing with people. And that's why, like, it's so super violent.
You are not wrong at all.
I know.
Dude, oh God, it's so fucked.
No,
You
I
know
agree
what,
100%, Pnoid.
Yeah, you know, like, I really like focusing on a very specific problem that, I'm sorry, like, I think that this critical social justice nonsense is a very specific problem permeating our society, and I think we need to deal with it. I think Tom P. I think you need to take it. I think you
do too.
I think you need to take it a little bit more seriously than you have, because you like to dismiss it because it is all bullshit, but it does have a real effect on society.
No, I get it. But, like, the problem is,
once
right?
hold on, real quick. Once we fucking peel that shit off, then we can get people back into conversations about economics. Because right now we can't do that. I just don't think we can. I don't think we can peel off this whole new identity politics, right? I don't think we can talk about how Black Lives Matter with capital letters has nothing to do with actual Black lives. Right? We can't sit here and have that conversation to your normal person and have them understand what we're talking about.
I can't.
It doesn't
I
exist.
I looked at two black women today as I was carrying my TV and my motherfucking weights out of my fucking out of my old apartment and shit down in the city. I looked at him and I said, he said, "You getting out of here?" I said, "I've been out of here. I moved up to the mountains." And she said, "Oh, why are you leaving?" I said, "Because cities all over the world or all over the United States are fucking burning down, and I'll be damned if I'm fucking stuck here." She said, "Good for you. You got the money. Get the fuck out of here." Right? And I was like, "Yo, I'm with it." Right? I have no problem looking at a motherfucker and telling him the situation from the gate. Right? But like the issue that really, you know what I mean, is at
Look,
hand when it comes down to it is that like, yo, we need to get rid of universities. We have to get rid of colleges. You want to stop this? We have to get rid of colleges.
yeah, well, like I don't disagree as far as what they're teaching, but Tom P, you're talking the difference between like interpersonal experiences, which we're both probably going to be fine with, versus these more macro social issues that are going on, where people like I know that are very smart people just kind of defer to being like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter is just about the fact that the police disproportionately attack black people, which is a super oversimplification of what is actually going on. That's not what's happening. It's not true. It's a falsehood.
I know.
And then
I know.
explaining to those people, especially like look at my life, right? Like I am a corporate fucking lackey, dude. I'm your
Right.
white suburban. Actually, like to be honest, I grew up in the meth capital of the world, so I grew up as poor white trash, but then got myself into a decent position. And I have to like I hear this stuff from people, and I want to explain back to them how wrong they are. Like it's not that simple. It's not what the reality is there's way more going on than white police officers beating black men for
It's
no
a first world
reason.
problem. It's a Western problem.
Yep. Thank you for
Yo, you're not wrong.
thank
You're
you
not
for
wrong.
coming in and helping me while like I just have all these random ideas going through my head because I drink too much.
Well, I want to
Yeah,
talk,
see.
but I don't want to interrupt you guys.
Yo, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, all this, all this rioting, all this BLM, fuck the cop shit is only going on because it's a naked power grab. It's a power grab to try to establish, well, break down society, cause chaos and anarchy, and then out of the ashes somehow raise up communism, which is fucking insane.
Um. Okay, like it's sorta about that, but it's not, right? All right. So like here's the mentality that I see when it comes down to it. So the corporate Democrats are losing power, right? Because like they no
Yeah.
longer have the working class on their side. Like the
Yeah.
working class has abandoned them. And they are now corporately fucking funded. And so are most of the Republicans. That's why like you don't hear like a lot of the Republicans coming out and saying, you know, oh man, you know, fucking we need to shut down these protesters. We need to fucking stand here and you know, I mean, do something extra or whatever the case
They're
might
the
be.
same sides of the same coin. They're both
Yes,
shit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So here's the thing. All right, here's what I figured out. Right, legit. So with all right, this is a big discussion, and I'm gonna have all of it since this is my channel, it's my fucking show, and I can actually say this shit. Here's what's going on,
Go
right?
for it.
All right, so the USSR fell back in 1992, and we had George W. Bush in office. By the way, Peter Zehan, you need to read the book, fucking Accidental Superpower, and fucking the Disunited Nations. Fucking, they're amazing books, and they are super awesome, and like legit, they'll break all this shit down for you as well. So they had George W. Bush in office, and he had that fucking speech about 1,000 points of light and all this type of stuff. And what that was fucking him trying to make the American people have a conversation about what they wanted the world to look like after the Soviet Union fell. Because in 1947 they had or 1944 they had the Bretton Woods meeting in fucking Bretton Woods, Connecticut, where they stood here and they set up two things. One was the fucking U.S. dollar pegged to 32 ounce of gold, right? So like the rest of the world would tie their currency to it, so they
Gold
could stand
standard.
here and have all of it. Yeah, the gold standard that they would have. The gold standard had already been in place. It was at 28, but it went to 32 at that point. and they said we will maintain it at $32 an ounce, right? And you guys can redeem your fucking United States dollars across the world, right? And use our dollars as a fucking reserve currency. And I mean, while you're rebuilding after World War II and shit, and fucking, you know, what I mean, all the countries and certain special banks could redeem their fucking gold or redeem their dollars in gold. But on top of that, what they also set up was a global trade network. Basically, the reason why World War II really actually happened is that if you wanted to have like fucking goods that your country sold and you didn't have the fucking like iron ore or fucking coal or fucking aluminum to make the shit, you had to go out and have a country where you could stand here and go and mine that shit, bring it back to your country, manufacture it, and then sell it to your fucking colonies or territories. Well, the United States said, well, you don't have to do that shit anymore. We will guarantee safety for all your trade throughout the world, and everybody can use our fucking market, which at that point was the largest market in the world, which was completely untouched by the wars, and you can sell your goods to us in perpetuity for free. All you have to do is let us fight the fucking Russians the way we want to fight them. Everybody was like, fuck yes. We even offered this deal to Germany and fucking Japan after we defeated them. China came in the 1970s. Fucking Turkey, fucking everybody, and I mean, including Russia at this point, has the same thing. Like in Vietnam, while we were fucking fighting Vietnam, we were still defending their fucking trade routes under this order, right? We were still defending private businesses fucking shipping goods in and out of fucking, and I mean, Japan. It's something that, you know, I mean, it was like a fucking automatic thing for us. Now, here's the thing. After the Soviet Union fell, we had no more use for this trade network because we don't use it. Like last year, our entire GDP, all right, our whole GDP, out of all of it, only fucking 6% was international fucking trade, right? And fucking half of that was Mexico and Canada. So we don't really use any of this shit. And, you know, I mean, like Donald Trump for years have said, why are we over here defending all these fucking trade routes and helping these people in fucking Europe get all this fucking, you know, I mean, oil and energy and natural gas and all this
USA has anointed itself the world's police.
No. It's because of this order. It's because like we were doing this to fight the Russians. But like, yo, the Russians are no longer a problem. Russia can't even defend its fucking borders anymore. So basically, Trump came in to kill the world order. It's been dying for a while, right? Because like we've been having like all this countries that we have problems with, Iran, Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, all these countries have one thing to fucking common. They were former Soviet fucking satellite states. We never dealt with the fall of motherfucking the Soviet Union, right? We never dealt with it. And we're dealing with it now. And we're going to no longer be in this fucking capacity as the world defender. Like we don't need to do this anymore. We don't need to spend all this fucking money to keep doing this shit. And now that it's dying, all these companies legitimately that fucking like have sweatshops in Indonesia and fucking, you know, I mean, all these places in Singapore, wherever the case might be, where, you know, I mean, you have some fucking 3-year-old fucking sewing your Nikes together for you, right? They're gonna lose their fucking ass. And then what happens? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like those companies have to bring the fucking jobs back to America and pay American wages to pay to fucking make that shit, right? And they're gonna fucking be ass out and not have a fucking market share that they're gonna have. So what do? Oh, well, Nike starts running Black Lives Matter fucking campaigns, right? The Democrats are over here pushing all this fucking Black Lives Matter bullshit. Guys like Adam Schiff are fucking over here fucking screaming, we need more war in Ukraine. Like, yo, these people are trying to continue the United States global order, right? Trump's trying to kill it. The companies are all fucking pissed off because they want to use the fucking international market. But if the United States ain't there to defend their shit, they're out in the fucking rope by themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
the companies that are here,
stop. My name is Peter Ship. I'm a pencil-necked motherfucker, and everything Tom Pnoid just said it's all because he hates black people. So that's it.
Because you hate alive people.
No, you hate black
If you say,
people.
I hate black people.
You just hate black people. So,
like, this is, I'm 95% sure that this is what this is all about. Because they're losing control. Like, United States, the citizens no longer want to be part of this global order anymore. They're sick of their jobs leaving. They're sick of getting poorer, and everybody sees what's going on. So, they're going to stand here and fucking fight against them. And, like, how do you get people back on your side? You scream racism. In a browning society, you're going to make the bet that there's enough brown people to outvote the whites who are going to still stand there and try and fight for their fucking jobs and their livelihood.
Well, it's not
really,
be that this year because blacks only make up 13% of the U.S. population, whereas whites still make up what 87%.
Well, here's the swing. It's 60. No, it's 53 or 54%.
14.5%.
What? What'd you say?
The black population in America is 14.5%.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah, like, so here's the swing. The swing is white women.
Of course.
Because white women don't care about factories. They don't care about industrial jobs. They don't do them. They don't give a fuck about American-made goods. They just want whatever's cheap. They don't care about their country. They never have. That's the swing voter, is white women. White men want decent jobs, a stable fucking country, and a place where they can keep their fucking family. That's all they've ever wanted. The same with black men. The same with Mexican men.
I was about to say that, like, ironically, black men are almost exactly
the same shit. Black men want good jobs.
They're actually more conservative than conservative whites.
Yep, more conservative than fucking conservative whites. Yeah, because they'll fuck if their kid turns out gay, they'll beat him with a stick. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, this is what fucking, you know what I mean? Like, black dudes don't really buy into the real wokey woke bullshit. Like, they see a dude wearing a dress in their fucking community, they're not comfortable with it. And they will speak out and throw hands with that motherfucker all day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck
well,
yeah.
what's shitty is they buy into it to the point that it benefits them, right? Like, they buy into the idea of reparations and other things, to which, like, we're not equipped right now to have that conversation. But they'll buy into that portion, but they certainly don't buy into the rest of it, which is what you just said, right? Like, they're not sitting around being like, oh, I think it's totally normal for people to fucking be gay or trans or all these other things. That is not part of the black community. They don't believe that.
I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, right? And legit, atheists came on the Joe Budden podcast, right? And, like, they said that they were atheists. He said, the fuck do you believe in? He said, what do you think happens after you die? How the fuck do you live like that? Black people, and this is a wokey woke black dude, right? Who's, like, all about, racial injustice and, fucking, reparations and all the bullshit, right? But, like, legit, like, he heard somebody wasn't religious and he couldn't even fathom it in his head. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, black people are way more conservative than whites are, especially black dudes.
Man, even within white people, like, I kind of have a similar thing going on, right? I remember back, it was probably like fucking 16 years ago. We went to a bar where a whole bunch of people I used to go to high school with were there. And that's when I, like, totally had my rebellion phase. And I slept with this, like, 32-year-old married woman and told the story to this white, very Christian Protestant woman about how all this went down. And she was like, are you fucking kidding me? I thought that shit only happened in movies. And I think that portrays very directly to what you're talking about, where there's just, like, some people that are completely oblivious to what happens in the real world outside your little religious bubbles.
Yeah, but like this is like that was just kind of like that's the mentality of black dudes. Like they've never even really met an atheist. They have no idea what that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they didn't talk to me or Sunrise. Which and it would be radically surprised.
Sunrise is coming back. Like he's coming back to the fucking side of God and shit. So you know what I mean? Don't be over here speaking on Sunrise like that. You know what I mean? Like he's out here preaching the wisdom of God at this point.
Hold up, where's Sunrise at? Like what? I will have that conversation because that's one thing that's always been a thing we disagreed on. We never disagreed on it fully. Like, I'm not an anti-theist. No. I am not. Like, I'm not against people believing in God. I just don't believe in it. I don't think that you have to believe in it to be a good person. Yeah, that's always what always like Sunrise was always like too. I think he was in past like just like I was an anti-theist, but I don't think he is now.
Well, like here's the mentality, right? Like, I was like, I fucking posted up a tweet yesterday, I think it was. And I said, if you want to have a functioning society, right, you either have to have like fucking a religion, a fucking racial history, right, with like some serious amounts of fucking violence and bloodshed in it, so you have like common shared shit, you know what I mean, together, or you have fucking a government that has massive amounts of control. You know what I mean? One of those three things. You have to have that in order to have a functioning society. You don't get a functioning society without a religion. Right? I think religion works better than government to hold fucking people accountable.
Maybe. Actually, I'm not going to make that argument because that might be true. I think philosophy can be interchangeable with the word religion. The statements you made.
Well, I agree with what you said, but like for the common man, like individuals who don't have how do I put this? People who don't have like the ability or the want to stand here and have that self determination. You know what I mean?
If you're not somebody at my level or Sunrise's level, right?
We'll go with that.
Thinking about these things, like I'm actually not even saying at my level because I don't want to look down at people. There's some people that can understand like value in things. Like we just talked about like value in family. I totally believe in it. I believe in value and ideas, even religion. Like I understand that now. I used to be an anti-theist, but it works for a lot of people, and it should work for a lot of people. My only issue is theistic ideas that are counterproductive to the progress of society, which would be Islam. Anybody gonna fight me on that one? We're gonna fight me on that one. That one.
I like Islam. I think they have a lot of really good fucking ideas.
You're just like, well, for all their faults, like women can't vote, so I'm good.
For all their faults, I mean they do have a functioning society that they keep pretty well under wraps, and people know their position. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can't really count Saudi Arabia as a fucking Islamic fucking state. And I know like they have, fucking they have the holy cities in it and shit, but on the same point anymore. It's not really an Islamic state. What it is a dictatorship.
Yeah. Same with Iran.
Yeah. I mean, because hell, Iran back in the 1960s and 70s was massily fucking progressive and technologically advanced and a great fucking place to live.
People know that.
Just like fucking, what was it? Argentina and Venezuela were places that Americans like looked at as like, oh man, they're like America's little brother. They're fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, now they're shithole, almost failed states.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot to go into that conversation too, especially with the American interventionalism, which both me and Tom P disagree with. Everyone.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that shit. I don't think it's a good idea.
No, Tom,
Like,
I'm
you know,
the person that is live right now for the stream. It is 12:30 my time, and I usually wake up at 6 a.m. So I want to end this shit, and if you want to go live on like your own shit, that's great. So we can. Let's
Nah, I'm not gonna go live. Like, how long were you live?
Well, I've been live on your channel for an hour and 30 minutes, and I was live on my channel for about 2 hours. So that is a huge number of live hours for me. Damn. You even know it. Like, I am socially like introverted, which is why like what Tom P, like, the older we got together was like, look, I can make all the fucking visuals and make everything work for you. I don't necessarily want to talk to people all the time, which is why I was always like, let's get some more other people to join the channel and talk to you, so I don't have to talk, because I am introverted as fuck and talk to people. Just don't. Because you guys aren't that interesting, all of you. I don't care about your opinions. I care about Tom P's because we're friends, but like everybody else's, don't give a shit.
I feel what you're saying. But you know, I mean, like, I don't know. I like talking to the people, man. They're fucking, you know, if it wasn't for them, like, I fucking, you know, like, I wouldn't have, like, you know, I mean, the channel in general, and you know, they always have some.
I get it. I understand that from your perspective. And from my perspective, I'm like, fuck them. I don't care.
I love, like, every time, like, I learn something new, I love sharing it with everybody else. You know what I mean?
I mean, Sir Adamantine is in the chat. Like, I care about his opinion. It's fun.
I care about his opinion because he's smart. That's about it. And you know what I mean? I care about him because he's fucking smart. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, you take the opinions of people who are smarter than you, and you go, yeah, but I should probably listen to you.
He's also the gay that hates the gays as much as we do.
I feel like that just makes me catty, though. Like, I don't hate the gays. Like, you know what I mean? I just can't stand, like, people who wear feathers in public. You know?
I intentionally made the wording that I just...
Ones. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I intentionally made the wording that I just said as inflammatory as possible. Just because I know if Sir Adamantine is actually still out there listening, he's like, yeah, he's responsible.
Excel's over here like, you know, he's like Bender and shit. He's like, you know, when I say kill all humans, secretly I always said, except one, right? And he just looked at fucking Fry. You know what I mean? Like yo, Excel was looking at Addy like, kill all the gays except one. Addy. Like, yo, man, listen.
No, I wouldn't
calm
even
the fuck down.
Fuck, I wouldn't even do that for him, man. Like, I wouldn't be that mean. I'd be like, kill all the gays except for Addy and the one gay that Addy particularly likes, so that he could be together with that man for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I feel like Addy is the last person who wants to get married.
That's considerate.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to kill gaming either. You know what I mean? Though, like, you know, gaming, because gaming has all the knowledge about opossums, and right. I need people who know stuff about opossums.
God damn it, he's gay too.
Yeah, you haven't noticed?
God, dude, for a couple of fucking, like, far-right white supremacists, we have a lot of gay friends.
I know, right? And, like, they're like of all different races and creeds and shit. I know, like, it's fucking strange.
Fucking weird.
It's fucking really creepy. You know what I mean? How, like, you know, we're friends with people, you know what I mean, who aren't white and aren't straight. You know, and, like, we have furries who we like hanging out with and shit.
Yeah, but we believe in shit like free markets, man. We're supposed to be super racist. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
You know what? We're fucking up, man. I've been listening to what everybody else says, like reading news and stuff like that. We can't be friends anymore, man. I could be a proper right wing white supremacist. I'm now anti-gay and I don't know, just whatever, right? Like whatever people on the left say is bad about people on the right. I just need to embrace it, and we can't be friends anymore.
I feel you. Yo, there has not been one white person on this Amazon commercial yet. It's like a minute-long spot, and there's no white people.
Yeah, we haven't had a single one of our gay friends join this conversation. That means that we're not actually friends with gays.
What are you talking about? Full Metal Joker was here.
I don't think he's actually gay, but
No,
sure.
no. Seriously, like yo, he's gay. Seriously.
All right. Well, I didn't know that.
He's actually gay. Yeah.
I mean,
Did it matter?
Well, apparently, it should. So my opinion on him needs to change, but it's not changing. But it should because I'm a far right.
You're
white,
a white supremacist.
Well, I'm a far right
Yeah.
white supremacist. I hear that every day on Twitter. So.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'll tell you what I am. I am a white supremacist.
Go on.
Are you not a white supremacist?
Oh, absolutely, man. Right supremacy.
You don't have.
Well, that's the only right.
You don't.
That's the only right supremacy. So what happens is all of us, man, when we die, if we're entangled, we're gonna turn into a translucent white ghost. So, I mean, the only right supremacy is pride supremacy because when we die, we're all translucent white, and it's real
That's what I'm
white,
thinking.
right? It's not this bullshit white that we can't even figure out if Italians are white or if they're not, depending on what the election is. Right? It's actually the color white that anybody could agree with. It's translucent.
That's what I'm thinking.
And that's what we all turn into when we die. So
I mean, we all hail the whale and shit out this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
we'll be
Everybody out here, we hail the whale. When the fuck is he coming out with new episodes? It's been like a year.
Yep. I was actually in a lot of their gaming streams for a while. I have not been able to do that because my kids gotten very, very busy, and they usually do those during the week. But it might be worth the conversation. She was like, "Yo, Gasly, we appreciate what you do, right? When's this shit gonna blow up? Like, make it happen, motherfucker." Don't give me any more excuses about COVID-19 and why it made it so you can't go to California anymore because they canceled all your meetings. Just make it happen, bro.
Yo, is he getting the cartoon on a network or something? Yeah, what the fuck's going on with him?
All right, so I'm gonna explain it the best that I know. So, like, right before this COVID-19 shit hit, he raised money to make sure he could fly to LA for meetings. He has people that are interested, but unfortunately they canceled it all because it was like within weeks, right, when all these restrictions came in. So he got put in a position where he's just kind of sitting there idly waiting, and like talking to him like individually outside of streams, I believe him. I think he really does want to promote his cartoon, and I think he really is in this position that he's fucked because of the health crisis going on. So,
I don't know. I think he needs to make more cartoons.
I think that I've actually talked to him a little bit like about that, where it was just like if you're just gonna keep doing these streams, like, make a new cartoon instead of this something you did a while ago that was really awesome, which was the whale cannon, right? like make more videos for what people do when they make big donations. And he still gets them, and I think he deserves them completely. Um, I don't know. Part of me is it's weird because me like we're talking about the Gulf City. Me and you, Tom, we have both sides of the equation of what started it. But I support
Yeah.
Ghastly, and I think it actually might be the right decision. Like what you just said is put out another cartoon. Let's do it.
Yeah. Like I think he needs to make more cartoons. Like real shit. I'll do voice work for him and shit. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Well, and a
You
lot
know
of
what I
people.
mean?
Well, that's not an issue with him. Ghastly has a lot of talent. Like, it's ridiculous how much talent that guy has. That's why
Okay.
like,
I mean, like
believe in
yo,
him.
like here's the thing though, man. Like he's kind of like, how do I put this? Like he needs, you know what I mean? Like a fucking another type of like AP motherfucker or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like because I watched the rest of his fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like this newer stuff that he was doing, and like he should have somebody to bounce back and forth with. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, and like I think like he works best in that fucking manner, because like he's super talented when it comes to like the art, and he's super talented when it comes to like, writing shit and like doing like plots and things of this nature. But like just having like I don't know, just like some extra shit that isn't like normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like something like off the wall would be fucking spectacular.
yeah, like I'm sitting here in a position. I agree with you, but we've had this conversation before, because we are intimately related, especially the AP man, dude. Like I love fucking
Yeah.
AP, like I do, like I love him to death. You know exactly as I know, like I have what he said. Excel's so good with money. He has so much money. Like I don't even have that great of a job. I don't. Just don't have any kids. Important. But I've thrown enough money at AB's way where he like I was just like, dude, I'm not trying to buy you as a friend. I just like your entertainment. Like that's all there is to it. So when I hear that like you're in this shit position, like you're talking about thousands of dollars. No, I could never do that. But like, you need like $100 or $200 donation to fill in the void. Which we had that talk, right?
Yeah.
I sent it to him so that he could get on with his life and get on with his show.
When?
When? What?
What? When? Like way back or like fucking recently?
No. It was way back. Remember, like
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
remember
dumped him off like
yeah,
like 50 or 60 bucks and shit too.
Yeah. I like I said, it was from me and Pnoid.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I dumped him off a bunch of bread too. And like I dump him donations on a regular basis and shit. You know what I mean? And I try to help everybody out in the community. Like I send money to Ryan and Sinrise and our rate and gaming. You know what I'm saying? And fucking the ROTC niggas. You know what I'm saying? AP. Like I try to fucking spread the money around the community and shit as much as possible. But like,
So,
man, listen.
we only have 7 people watching right now, so I'm about to end this, but I'll keep talking. The best way I explained it to Ghastly, which is why like I still Patreon him and I still donate money to him. I like it's actually a much more selfish reason than anybody might think. Is I just kind of want the entertainment, so it's worth my money to just keep it going. Same reason I gave AP money when he was having a hard time to keep his the blunt stream going. It had little to do with like I wanted to give charity out. It had more to do with no, dude, you guys are like my entertainment, so keep going. Like that's what I want.
I feel you.
give me my entertainment. You can take my money. I don't have cable TV.
Well, like, you know, like I was like, I don't know, like I want motherfuckers to like feel supported. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like
Like
that's good too, but there's still like a very selfish reason. And I was like, you guys entertain me. You're part of my entertainment repertoire.
Well, yeah, well,
which
that,
is why I'm
that
giving
like,
you money is because you're entertaining me.
well, that, and I'll be honest with you, most of the places I donate to, like I donate so I can go on stream. You know what I mean? Like fucking, you know, like that way I don't feel bad about it. Nigga, like, yo, bring me on. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, yeah, that motherfucker fucking supports the stream all the time, man. Get that motherfucker on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm just a bum hanging the fuck around. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like, that's kind of the mentality that I get down to, is like, I don't want to feel like a fucking, you know what I mean, like I'm just some lurker hanging around not doing shit. Like, fuck that. I'm a fellow YouTuber. Like, if somebody wants on my stream, you know what I'm saying, they want to have a conversation with me like that, you know what I mean, like, yo, hit the Streamlabs. You know what I mean? The motherfucker holler at me like, yo, gonna come in? Like, yo, hell yeah. You know what I mean? You just paid me. Of course now you can come in.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
guess
Like, fucking, that's kind of the mental.
I guess that's where I'd say Ghastly has been much better to me. But it's because he does gaming streams. And if he's playing the game that I play, he invites me and like, I mean, I'll talk. It's not even a big deal. Like, at one point I used to be nervous, like going on those streams with them, but it's not anymore. Like, usually I don't talk that much, but it's not like they make fun of me for saying what I'm gonna say when I say it. You watch me play games. I don't actually give a shit about talking while I'm playing games. I just want to win.
Yeah, see, like I'm just want to be entertaining all the time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why, like, run away. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, you know, that type of fucking shit. Like, I just don't care.
God, I'm so bad at that. like I can't entertain shit. The best I can do is make like very specific conversations and make a stream that and talk about something very specific that's educational. But I can't be just not it's just not me. Like I'm not that person. I'm a nerd.
Like Neffle's here, right? Neffle was him and Johnny P used to play fucking some game with giant chickens, right? And like fucking, you know, I'd come in and talk about these niggas out here riding chickens around the game and shit, and like we'd sit there and bullshit and like fucking have fun and just talk shit about the game. You know what I mean? I'd talk about the cars in the game and shit, and just you know, whatever.
C15, yep.
No idea. I have no clue. It's a bunch of like emo kids riding chickens and shit.
No, I remember. Yes.
Yo, you can be entertaining with some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's not that difficult. But like, so like, yo, you want to end this bitch? I'm gonna fucking like, I'm gonna get off here and I mean, I'm gonna fucking go put my dick inside my brother.
Hold on. What is your schedule now? Can we do Thursday nights again?
Probably not. Like, I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays.
Yo, just tell me your nights and your times, and let's just get Pnoid Live going again for the year.
Probably like Monday night. Probably be the best time to do it.
Totally can. Monday, I have no fucking obligations for my own entertainment, so let's just do it.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. Gotcha.
Pnoid Live every Monday coming up. We'll see you guys there.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll at you. Y'all motherfucking enjoy it. Thank everybody for coming out. Thank you, Neffel. Thank you, motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, Full Metal Joker. Thank you, motherfucking, this Full 20 Guy 1. Thank you, Stone Monkey. Thank you, everybody who came over to the stream. Thank you, everybody who watched the fucking stream. Thank you, everybody who's still watching the stream. Thank you, everybody who's going to watch the stream in the future. I'm saying it's Tom Peace and Pnoid News. Y'all know the deal, man. Wash your dicks. Holla at your boy.